All right, everybody. Happy Wednesday. Big hump day for you. Hope you're off and rolling. Good to see you. So, I was just on the phone with my good buddy, Alan Schultz. Now, somebody that's lived a life of being mischievous like myself. And I get told on the phone, hey, don't mention it's my birthday. Oh, okay. Okay, we're not going to mention it. So, Alan is on the Zoom. So we get to sing happy birthday to him. And we didn't see any other birthday people. So if it is your birthday today, please let us know in the comments. But Alan, we hope you have an amazing, amazing day today. So um, don't get in too much trouble on your birthday. All right. So the word for today is good. Here's why you don't get in trouble on your birthday, Alan. Remorseful. Remorseful. This came from Arlene. I need to talk to Enos, Arlene. Was you ugly to him? No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. She actually gave us several words. I got to tell you, Miss Arlene, I love her so much, her and Enos. And first time I ever met them, it was the first Christmas we ever had, like that we were in the company. And I see Enos like hauling this Christmas tree that's like 48 feet long. And from that moment on, I always told him around Christmas time, I was praying extra hard for him because Arlene puts him through a lot of work. So, no, I love them both. All right. Well, the word is remorseful. And so if you look at the definition, it, have you ever felt deep regret? Like you're like, man, I wished I wouldn't have done that. So it's that feeling, the feeling of deep regret, the guilt of committing wrong. Okay. I remember that piece of bubble gum I stole that time. Wow. Forever left a lasting impression. But I want to tell you, I mess up a lot. And regret is one of those things that being remorseful, like I've had to really learn that word. And to be remorseful is to recognize when your actions has maybe hurt yourself, maybe hurt somebody else. Maybe you said something. Surely no one's on here has ever put your foot in your mouth, right? Like you're like, did that just come out of my mouth? So I got to tell you a story on Andrea. She's like, oh boy, here we go. So we were at an event one time and
Can
it was
you
a
tell your stories?
Sorry, I gotta say this. I actually just thought about it, and I think the coach's corner would like to know. So we were at the networking event. Okay, we were in Las Vegas, and we were at this networking event of all these companies coming together, right? And so we were sitting in this like huddle of this team, and we're talking, and something comes up, and Andrea basically said, "Yeah, I've gotten that ad 1,000 times for that company. I mean, and it's terrible. It's not a good ad." And then she looks at the lady and she says, now what company are you with? And the lady said, that company. And she kind of looked at me and I went, "Uh, I don't know what to do. You know, have you ever had that moment where you're like, oh man, I shouldn't have said that? You know, I'm kind of feeling that right now, but
I hope
it
you are,
wasn't.
Palmer. Because you know what? Payback is a what? Like, let's see what story I can share.
Yeah, yeah. So here's the thing. We're going to have those moments. Like, I mean, we're not perfect humans, but I think in the moment when there's imperfection in us, we mess up, we put our foot in our mouth, we slip up, we do something wrong. You know, there's only been one person that is perfect to walk this world, and it's sure not me. But I think when we do mess up, the word remorseful hopefully is in our vocabulary, it's in our thoughts, it's in our actions. Because I think why it's so important is it shows humility, empathy. Like to look at John Frick and shake his hand and say, "Hey, John, I messed up. I'm so sorry. All right, I won't do that again," uh, is appreciated by John, right? Even if it's not in the moment. It also allows us to take responsibility and go, "Look, I own this. It's on me," and that's hard. Our ego gets in the way. So it's hard to do that. I think it helps us grow, like so that we don't repeat the same mistake, right? Mistakes are painful, painful. And so sometimes you're like, but then I think about my own health. I'm like, what that Snicker bar does is painful too, or that bowl of ice cream. But sometimes I always go back to it, in the stressful moments of life. Okay. So I think that without remorse, like relationships and trust can't heal, they can't deepen. And so I think twofold. Number one, I need to look at myself and go, if somebody slips up and messes up against me, be grace filled because I've done it a million times, right? So I need to reciprocate, especially when they come and they're remorseful. But on the flip side, um, I have to act and have that same, thought process when I mess up of going to the people, saying I'm sorry, saying I messed up. You know, that's my thought today. So Arlene, I hope this word helped. You must have known I did something and I needed this word in my life. So thank you for that. Andrea, I'll turn it to you.
Oh, okay. So Brent's gonna about to feel really just kidding. Okay. So the story is actually even worse than that, guys. Like literally, I can still feel that moment where you're like, oh my goodness. Do you ever feel that? Where you're like, did this just crawl out of my mouth? And there's no rewind button. Like, why can there not be a rewind button in real life, but there isn't? And man,
Brenda Carlton is horrified right now just listening to you speak. She's like, "Oh, I feel so bad for Andrea." Okay, this was a long time ago.
not that long. Anyway, I still feel it in my bones. So, how can we? So, what I looked into was because we've all had those moments, I'm going to say think before you speak and perhaps figure out where you are in the world. That there's a good chance that you're with a group of networkers. You're probably going to find a networker from a major company in that group, but that's for the past, but looking forward. So the quote that I found was, it's not the failure that defines us. So I'm not defined by that one beautiful moment. It's not the failure that defines us, but whether we are remorseful enough to change, right? To make a difference moving forward, because I can be sad all day long that I did something stupid, right? I can be like, oh man, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. But guess what? What does that sorry mean if I don't change anything? Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. I just had this beautiful conversation with my adorable, sweet, generous, kind daughter that is a young adult and sometimes a pain in my rear end. And I'm like, I don't want to hear another sorry from you. I don't need you to be sorry. I need you to course correct, right? So that's what remorseful really means. If we are truly remorseful, it means that we want to change moving forward, whatever that looks like, right? We want to change moving forward. So, what I said was, okay, I've had plenty of remorse in my life. I've done plenty of things where I'm like, dang, woman, why? Why did you make that decision? My guardian angel is doing this. Like, I mean, it can be rough, right? So, how can I live a life where I can be a little less remorseful moving forward? So, with that, it's be intentional. And a big part of that is to think before you speak or act. Now, that can be hard on some of us because I'll tell you, I'm a verbal processor. So, a lot of my thinking happens out here in the world. So, if something's really important, I got to write it down first, right? I've got to actually process it in another space before it comes out of my mouth. So if you're in the middle of something that's bigger, find a way to process it first. Some of you might be able to think before you speak. Some of us don't have that beautiful luxury. So we got to process it in a different way. Next, I've got to treat people the way you want to be treated, right? If I know that all I want in my day, I don't know, is somebody to bring me a cup of coffee? Well, maybe I got to hand out some coffee in the morning so that somebody brings me some back, right? And if you're handing things out and you're never getting it back, well, maybe you need to move into a different circle, right? Maybe you need to course correct there, but treat people the way that you want to be treated. Because, man, doesn't that release a bunch of regret? When I treat people with dignity and respect and love and honor, well, then I don't have, hopefully, a lot to be remorseful about because I've honored the people around me. Next is to keep my promises, even the little bitty ones, right? Even those tiny little ones that I tell myself, right? Because some of that could be even inside. I might be remorseful for the way that I've treated myself. Keep those little promises, even if it's I'm going to get outside and I'm going to sit in the sun in the morning because it makes me kick the day off a little bit better. Keep those small promises to everyone, yourself included. Next is when we make a mistake, own it quickly and sincerely. That poor woman felt that I knew I had made a mistake because I had to crawl in that hole a little bit with her and apologize like in that moment because it was horrifying for both of us. We both felt really incredibly uncomfortable in that moment. So I had to own it right then. And I felt it in my bones, and she felt my sincerity because I was feeling it. Next is to live with integrity so your actions match your values. I think sometimes we can need to course correct there where we're like, wait a minute, this doesn't actually align with who I want to be. So I need to course correct and I need to live a little bit differently. And then lastly, when we go to bed at night, right? Check in with yourself, right? Kind of lie in bed and it's like, okay, am I proud of how I handled today? Right? And what moments, because I can't be the only one that has moments that I'm like, dang, I wasn't quite proud. Are there moments in today that I wasn't proud of? Okay, what can I do to repair? What can I do differently moving forward? How can I course correct? And, throw in some wins in there because we're all winning every single day in some way. So, pat yourself on the back when you're doing that reflection. But when we check in, we can course correct more quickly so that we don't have more of those moments. So great reminder, great word, Arlene and Alan. I didn't know that this was a top secret birthday. So
No top secret birthdays around here. So everybody, great word too, by the way, today. Thank you for that, Arlene. Alan, we're going to unmute. We hope you have an amazing birthday. And here we go, buddy. We appreciate you, man. Happy
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 birthday
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 to
to
you.
day
you.
Happy
to
Happy
birthday
birthday
to
to
you.
birthday
you.
to
Happy
Alan Shore.
birthday,
Happy
dear
birthday.
Alan.
Happy
Happy
Birthday,
birthday
Alan.
to
you.
Thank you.
you,
Birthday, Ryan.
have a
boy.
We've
wonderful
got some
day.
amazing voices on here. This is
Happy
awesome.
You guys
birthday,
so much.
Alan.
Love
All
you.
the
Great
best
seeing
Have
you.
a great day,
to
guys.
Guys
Happy
have a great
birthday,
day.
guys.
you.
Thank you so
Birthday.
much.
Happy
See you.
birthday, Alan.
Great.